Good day, my friends. Good day. Happy evening to you. Wednesday, January the 11th. Thursday, January the 11th. This is our 7 p.m. Eastern Time version. I welcome you. I thank you, one and all, for taking time out to join us, join the fray, join the colloquium. I thank you immensely. Please do me a favor and make sure, I'm sorry to say this, I have to say this. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is critical to maintain our algorithms, which we need and everybody needs to spread the word. My friends, tonight's ostensible subject was the ICJ and South Africa accuse Israel of genocide. If we get to that, we will. I today watched the entire either the opening the opening statement, the opening remarks from the South Africa or from the South African Council, a barrister, by the way. It was excellent. We'll talk about that, the elements of genocide, and how things have changed drastically. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to say also, I think, good reason to believe that things are going to be great in the upcoming year, and I'll give you reasons why. The coverage, the new forms of journalism, the death of John Pilger. Who is going to take his place? I'm already seeing it right now. We'll talk about that. If I can, I want to talk about race and Claudine Gay just for a second, but a little bit different. I also want to talk about something interesting. Skull and Bones and the various secret societies at Yale, I think the group of 8, are now being hit with DEI complaints by virtue of the fact that there is this I don't know what the word is, this insanity that is occurring where they're trying to apply affirmative action DEI to Skull and Bones, which is by its very nature a very elitist organization. We'll talk about that. So much. And the 25th anniversary of The Sopranos, what does that mean? Trust me when I tell you this, you've not thought about this. But dear friends, I ask you again, please like, subscribe, and the like. And also remember, it is very important and very critical for you to understand that with all that is going on, we have to be aware of food shortages, food conditions, water, energy, and the world of the economy. What is happening regarding crypto? What is happening with gold? What is happening? What is happening to the sense of wealth and finance and retirement and the like in the future? That's why it's critical, beyond critical, for you to listen to our good friends from Noble Gold Investments and specifically Lionel Nation Gold. The markets are in turmoil. The whole world is in turmoil. Oil, tech, retail, property, you name it. Nobody knows where this all ends. So what can you do? Well, you might have heard of precious metals, but not thought much more about it. How do you buy them? Where would you even keep gold if you had it? But precious metals come into their own in times like these. As geopolitical tensions rise and economic turmoil looms, gold is always a beacon of stability. Investing in some resilience with the Noble Gold Investments IRA services, looking after your money makes sense. The team at Noble Gold Investments will run through your options with you and see if you qualify to start a gold IRA or 401k rollover. Protect your portfolio with a Noble Gold Investments IRA and claim a free silver virtue coin for starting. Call 877-646-5347 today. Tell them Lionel sent you. That's 877-646-5347 and fortify your financial future against the winds of change. Or visit LionelNationGold.com right now. What was that again? That's LionelNationGold.com. The only gold company I trust. And remember, there's always a risk of investment and there's no guarantee of any kind. Thank you, dear friends. A couple of things. I want to start with a very kind of a fun topic, but a critical topic, something which I think you need to know. As you know, the great Andrew Breitbart said that politics is downstream from culture. If you want to change politics, you change culture. It's the way it works. And I think it's one of the wisest and most sapient things anybody has ever said, at least in recent memory. And we look around, and I'm always trying to see how things are changing and in what particular ways. Let me give you an idea of something. 25 years ago, roughly, there was a show called The Sopranos. And it was so game changing in so many bases, so many reasons. Let me see if I can explain them to you. At the time, HBO was doing kind of nothing really like this. They weren't doing anything like they may have had some specials with Robert Klein or maybe a comedian or something, but they did not have anything that was remotely considered a regular format. This is before, by the way, a Curb Your Enthusiasm, I think, came later on. That's ending its tour. And they rewrote the rules. And David Chase said, look, we'll give you a show, but it might not always be an hour. It might be 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour and 20, whatever it is. We want to do it differently. And they said, okay, fine. Okay, great. We want to do it our way. Great. And it changed everything. And it was the last time that anybody can remember, that I can remember, actually having appointment TV Sunday nights. That changed a lot. 25 years ago. And cut to the chase. There are more people watching it today than watched it then. And James Gandolfini's son, who is maybe the worst actor, who's only there because people feel sorry for him. He kind of looks like the old man. Whatever. And James Gandolfini was a mess. Don't let anybody fool you. He was a great actor, but it was very, very tumultuous. Bottom line is simply this. And listen to me carefully. You're listening? You're listening? Guess who loves The Sopranos more than anybody ever imagined? The younger folks. I don't know if they're Gen Z, millennials. I don't even know what the hell you call these people. I have no clue. They can't believe this is actually happening. They can't believe that there was a show where they killed a guy because he was gay. What? Remember the scene where Meadow brought home a young, kind of a mixed race young man, and Tony said, "Let me talk to you for a minute." Referred to him as a charcoal briquette moulignon. I mean, he was using all. No, because David Chase says this is what Tony Soprano is not a nice guy. They killed Vito. What is Vito? Whatever. By the way, this is loosely based upon a story. Somebody in the Cavalcanti family in Jersey, who they believe, I believe, who was gay, and they killed him or whatever it was. Now explain something. Let me. Young people are in love with this because they've been raised like snowflakes and powder puffs, and they've been living this cotton candy DEI, affirmative action, trigger warnings, microaggression. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. I need my I got to stay home, remote learn. I got to wear my pajamas and my scuffies. They're tired of this. They love this. Brutal men. Remember when Paulie Walnuts meets with this, is it Vito's son? And he's made up, he's got a stud, this and that. And they meet at Applegate's Ice Cream in, I don't know if it's Clifton or if it's, it might be Clifton, or, anyway, we've been there a million times. Or it might be, in any event, it's right off of Route 3. Make a long story short, he's talking. They're using words like fanoke, and young people love this because it's brutal. They've never seen this before. The violence is off the charts. Sometimes some things are not. David Chase has no idea of choking. He has no idea of carotid restraints. He has no choking goes on forever in his. But aside from that, why do I bring this up? I bring this up to tell you that as I've been telling you, there's good news. things are changing drastically. What was that again? Things are changing drastically. And remember that politics is downstream from culture. And what we're seeing right now is a bunch of people who actually love the idea of this. That's one thing. Next, I think today, as we speak, because there was a death of John Pilger, who was a great journalist then. When you had to actually, before the internet, he had to actually find a newspaper, somebody to report what he was doing in Vietnam and the like. I think right now, the two most brave, and I hope they watch themselves, because they are in areas right now that are really with some crazy people. But Max Blumenthal and Aaron Mate, I think, are two. They are right now. The Woodward and Bernstein couldn't carry their jocks. Couldn't do it. I am seeing journalism now at levels I never even thought remotely possible. It is so wonderful. It is so exciting. It is so great. What they are doing is completely confounding and destroying the narrative that's being provided to you, and that people like the Fox News. By the way, Fox News is so bereft of soul. I never thought you could be this much of a sellout. I never thought it was possible. I never thought. I mean, it was bad, but I never knew it was this bad. I had no idea. I mean, it sucks so bad when Gut Bucket and they put on another comic on the weekend, and you have Sean Hannity. This is the premier conservative. We have an election coming up, and he's debating Cornel West about Claudine Gay and whether it's racist. They are so out to lunch. They are placeholders. They are figurines. They are Potemkin Village. They are devoid of anything of CNN is better than them. CNN, Rachel Maddow, at least I kind of believe Rachel Maddow. At least this is gone. This is gone. Good riddance. As we speak, I'm listening to stuff. Let me just go through this. This is my TV. This is it. It's my iPad. That's it. This is what I watch. You know what I watch for relaxation? Couple of moments before I had couple of moments to kill. Women in particular, arrested by police who escalate stupid stops and end up in. I don't understand why anybody would want to be a police officer. I never saw this world before. It's pleasing to me. I don't know why, because I am completely and totally demented. By the way, there was a story today. If you want to, I hope you're subscribed to this. I did it by commentary on supposedly a bit of an apocryphal story, but around December, around Christmas Eve, somebody apparently defecated on a plane, and the smeared egesta was described by a Redditor as being like peanut butter. I spoke about that. I'm not going to talk about that now. Oh, you'll get a kick out of that. Deny it all you want. You'll love it. But let me go back to this. I'm looking at some of just my history, which is the most important. Here we go. This is the most entitled kids ever. Woman refuses to leave plane when cops intoxicated daughters think they can. I don't know why I'm looking. But going down the list. Alex Jones is back and better than ever. I never thought I'd see that day. That's another indication why things are changing drastically. This is bad faith. I saw this. This is billionaires' anti-Palestine attack on academic freedom with Norman Finkelstein. Norm Finkelstein was the DB Cooper. He was gone. He was nowhere to be found. You couldn't find him. He was told basically, you had a run in with Dershowitz, you're through. He'll bury you. He'll destroy you. And that was the end of him. He went, and his next book was, I'll burn that bridge when I get to it, or something like that. And he basically gave up, I think, after years of frustration on, and I think his doctoral, I think his dissertation at Princeton was on Zionism. In any event, they broke him. Not his spirit, but they basically said, it's over. It's done. He went after Dershowitz, and that was it. It's the last thing. Now Dershowitz is at the end of the trajectory. And what I'm saying is how things have changed. And why? Because Epstein. Now, let's be clear. In no way is anyone, and this is important for people to know this. In fact, there was a mention, I think Blumenthal mentioned this with Judge Napolitano. Nobody is suggesting that Dershowitz was in any way involved with any of the women involved. Any particular accusations were dropped or settled, or that's done or finished or whatever it is. But when you are involved for a long time with the stench and the funk and the rancid fetidness of a Jeffrey Epstein, you absorb that funk and you can't get it off you. So right now, as Israel prepares to address this in the ICJ, there's no way they would have had Dershowitz represent them. He's not even I don't know if he's I don't think he has dual citizenship, but he doesn't. They have as leader a very august, a very venerable justice. They're going for the heavy guns. They're scared, and they're not even using Dershowitz. They don't want him. They don't want him. But the reason why I'm telling you this is not because he's done anything wrong, but things are changed. It's the end of the trajectory. The usual folks, the same people. Fox News is dead. It's over. Maybe I don't know what it is, but Dershowitz is, he's 85 years old, had a laudable career. It's done. Even Jonathan Turley, milquetoast. Victor Davis Hanson, good, milquetoast. Major Jack Keane, neocon. They won't get McGregor on there. Absolutely not. They are so. This is Fox. They are so tied to this Institute for the Study of War, the Kagans and the Newlands. I mean, it's done. It's done. So today I'm watching this. So here's this show. Not the biggest thing on the internet. Not Mr. Beast. But it's called Bad Faith. Here we go. Judge Knapp has been terrific. He interviewed somebody, Kyle Angelone. And then there's a story about Fannie Willis. Do you care about Fannie Willis? Do you care about Fannie Willis and the arrangement that she had with her boyfriend? And does the fact that Fannie Willis is black play into it? Let me ask you a question. Let me stop her. Is one of the reasons why there is such ferocity against Claudine Gay? Answer me seriously. Is it because she's black? If it was, what was her name? The Penn, Kornbluth, and whatever. Assuming they had the same thing, is it the same? Is it the same? Do you think that there's a part of this thing? Do you think that, what is her name? This is the Penn president. I used to know this. What is her name? Oh, McGill. Okay. Elizabeth McGill. Do you think so? Do you think so? She's annoying for what and who she represents. This is Claudine McGill. Absolutely, positively, 100% 100% it's because she's black. You know what's even more fun about this Fannie Willis? It's because she's black. Now, is that racist? No, but it's a reality. I don't know if it is or not, but it's a reality. Absolutely. Would they give a damn? Was it if Fannie Willis looked like, and let's assume it was a black woman. Let's say it was like a Condoleezza Rice, but didn't look like. Fannie Willis looks like something from the Talking Heads or something. You look at her and go, oh, I know what this is. This is some woke DEI. If she looked differently, would there be a different trajectory? Absolutely. Is it because she's black in many respects? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's there. It's a part of it. Sole reason? No. Was Claudine Gay right? Absolutely. She's just the worst witness ever. You better have context on we're not going to go through this again. But let me just tell you something that's happening. If you want to just hear the usual suspect, DEI, affirmative action, it's all about this. It's the classic conservative trope. We hate it's race, and it seems like a double standard, and DEI, and they just go nuts. Number one, more than women having to share locker rooms with men, it's the number one. They are fixated with race. Fixated. And every now and then they get somebody who comes along and there'll be we'll just leave it at that. It's absolutely true. Absolutely. Now, those shows are dead. If you want to see what's going on right now, I watched, I don't think it was Democracy Now. By the way, I would have never watched any Amy Goodman. Oh, I thought she was so boring. It's riveting now. Why? Because October the 7th, everything changed. Everything changed. You do understand that, right? And November the 5th or whatever it is, it's going to change as well. Things are changed. I just gave you an example. Young people, for the first time, young people are saying, I love The Sopranos. Well, if you would take off your goddamn pajamas and your scuffies or whatever it is and act like a man or a woman, an adult, and stop acting like a little baby, we'll be able to show you some things. But you've been treated like a child and you've been acting like a child. This is fun stuff. Grow a pair, butch up. It's fun. What am I supposed to tell you? I don't understand this. People are saying, okay. No, seriously. Then I'm hearing, this is to me the most fun. The fabled, I can't believe this. And by the way, my private channel, I've already talked about this. The notion of these groups of people, what is this called? The Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, the Buckleys, all of these people who have fought, waited to be tapped, waited to be brought into the ancient eight. This is what they did. Remember, in the old days, it was considered very interesting. At Yale, they used to normally recruit during the days of Wild Bill Donovan and Dulles and others. You would recruit Yale for intel, but Harvard was State Department. This used to be now it's done. Let me explain something to you. There was a time when, in the days of remember Kim Philby and others, and when to have the Bushes and the Vanderbilts or whatever, America's pedigree, so to speak, with their provenance, and these are people who, by the way, they wanted to hang around each other. And even they couldn't. So you want to have all of a sudden Skull and Bones? You're going to have somebody named Pedrito Aldovar because there's not been a Latino contingent? Who is he? Is he Bones material? I don't know. What's his connection? Nothing. They wanted in the old days, they want certain families. Let me explain something to you, and I want you to listen to me. I have no pedigree. My family tree looks like a Brussels sprout. I'm okay with that. It means nothing to me. But if you want to hang around with rich people and you want to summer in the Newport and go to the yacht club and dress like Tucker and wear khakis and that kind of thing, and you want to be hanging around with Biff and Muffy, and that's fine. That's your right. I have no problem with that. If I went to Howard University, if I went to whatever, another great, what was the name of the, let's say I went to Howard, black school, premier black university. And they told me, listen, I hate to say this. We have these secret societies yet. You can't get in. Why? Well, you're white. You're not black. I got it. I don't have a problem with that. I understand it completely. This is the Latino. Okay. I don't care about that. I have no problem. Your right to freedom to be with whom you want is to be with whom you don't want. I can't explain this. Private clubs, I don't care if you have a golf club that hasn't had a Jew or a black or an Asian. So what? They don't want Jews, Asians, and black. So what? There might be an Asian club that doesn't want a white guy. I don't care. So what? That's America. Be with whom you want. I don't want to impose myself on you. I guarantee you, 99% of your friends are your race and your caste, your system. I promise you. Not because you're prejudiced, not because you're mean, but you just run into a lot of Koreans. Unless you're Korean. I told you this. There was a fellow on YouTube, and he's living in Japan. He said, let me tell you something about Japan. He goes, very nice, very, very polite, very wonderful people. But there's something that they do, which is very important. They will absolutely positively tell you, if you're not Japanese, you can forget it. We don't want to hang around you. We want Japanese people. And if you've got a problem with that, tough titty. That's the way it goes. Do you have a problem with that? I don't. That's not prejudice. It's not anything like that. On February the 3rd, I'm going to be talking about this. By the way, if all races are allowed, the only thing I will not tolerate, the only thing I will not countenance is stupid. You hear what I'm saying? Stupid. I will not handle that. Everything else, I couldn't care less about. February 3rd, at the cutting room. You better make it a point to be there. Don't disappoint me. Don't make me angry. You don't want to see me angry. Okay? Bring your pictures. Bring your stuff. Let us chat. Let us talk. Let us enjoy. It'll be gut bucket music, Q&A. I pass out cards. Let's see if Cat Williams can do this. He can't do this. Nobody can do this. Nobody would dare do this because I do it intuitively. Why? Because I know what the hell I'm talking about. That's it. Period. That's the tickets right there. Lotus for POTUS. Lionel of the United States. Lotus for POTUS 2. We've done this before. Now let me explain something to you. Let me just go back, and I can't say this enough, and I think people are kind of digging this in a weird way. There may be somebody one day, if I was young enough, and there may be a family who's, let's say I fell in love with an African-American girl or Chinese or whatever it was. And their family said, we don't want this. Why? Because we want Chinese. You got a problem with that? I don't. What's wrong with that? I don't get it. If you marry our son and you better convert to Judaism. Why? It's the way it is. You got a problem with that? I don't. My freedom to include is my freedom to exclude. I'm not going to go through this again. I'm not going to explain this. Now, I want to explain something to you. And I want you to listen to me and I want you to grasp what I'm saying. I'm sure you do. America is not racist. We don't advocate, well, some do, but I don't know anybody who advocates second class treatment for black people because they're black. But let me ask you something. I'm going to ask you a very simple question. If you don't want to live in a predominantly black neighborhood, are you racist? Are you? Yes or no? If you can move anywhere you want, and you say, "Excuse me, is this a predominant?" Well, we have a 50%, but not interested. Is that racist? Is that racist? How do you know that's not racist? Why isn't that racist? You say, of course. No, no. Why isn't that racist? Why? You never heard why I said that. You're into that Sean Hannity mentality. You're saying, well, it's not racist. You don't even know why I said it. If I said, reason why I do it, because I think black people are mentally inferior, or I think Chinese people are this, or well, okay. 2 points. Yeah, that will be. And the second point is, well, so what? It's your opinion. Why can't you think that? I don't want to hang around Turks. I don't like people from Turkey. They'll backstab you. I don't like them. I've been there. I don't like these people. And Aleuts and Alsatians, I can't stand these people. I hate them. I don't want to get near them. I don't want to see their food, hear their music. I can't stand these people. What's wrong with that? You're not hurting them. This is your opinion. This is something we have to ask ourselves. So I would tell Cornel West, for example, shut up. The only thing we can guarantee is that you're not going to do anything. And that's why Claudine Gay was right. You can stand on the steps. By the way, nobody was talking about the genocide of Jews. Nobody was talking about that. And from the river to the sea had nothing to do with it. But this Elise Stefanica has nothing to say. She said, by God, I'm going to own this one. I've got something I stood up for, even though nobody cares about it. You're an American citizen. You can think anything you want. Just don't hurt anybody. Think whatever you want. Your thoughts are yours. Anything you want. Anything. Period. What I see happening right now, think about this. If all of a sudden they said DEI, affirmative action, killed Skull and Bones. Oh my God. Killed them. Have you met these people before? I have. They're raised, they're old, a lot, not all, but the one I'm talking about, classic, old money. And you would never know. Kind of, Kennedy type. They're kind of old money-ish. They're not flashy. They drive older cars, but they got money. And that's considered gaudy. It used to be called preppy. And they love to send their kids away to boarding school immediately. Exeter, Joe, Phillips Exeter. They love that. Oh my God. Same thing with the British. They're going to send, who's the kid? Whatever his name is. Dickie or whatever. They're going to send him to Eton. Okay, fine. And then they talk about this. And then they used to go to different schools and this and went to Harvard, Yale, whatever. And then they wanted to come back in investment banking, and they hung around, and they would always summer a vacation in wherever it was. And they love to call this thing called society. And I read this stuff. I get Quest magazine and the New York Society because I have absolutely nothing to do with them. But one of my favorite times I would have loved to have seen this, and this was before your time, is when Babe Paley ran the show. Babe Paley. This is Bill Paley's wife, Babe. She was the fashion, the 4 CZ, whatever her name is, and Fritzy, skinny legs, or whatever. They would hang around and they would go to lunch and not eat. They would hang around. They would just, they were, all she did was smoke cigarettes. They did diet pills. They drank. They didn't eat. They stayed skinny. This was the height of America. This was New York social. And there's still some of them around. And they try so hard. They'll have their parties at the Conservancy. They'll do. I don't even think they have. They used to have their They're coming out. Their debutante balls. I don't even think they have that anymore. Maybe they do. I loved it. Had nothing to do with it. They would have had nothing to do with me. I have nothing to do with them, but I loved it. And it was so interesting. And it was so, they didn't bother you, but within their world, they were snooty. And then Truman Capote came in. And Truman Capote was one of theirs. The black and white ball. Anybody hear of this? Anybody hear of that? Okay. Black and white ball at the Waldorf or the Plaza, whatever. Biggest society event ever. Have to wear a mask. They don't have that anymore. It's done. It's class. It's gone. There's no such thing. Until Truman Capote wrote a book basically saying or suggesting or blasting, so to speak. It was based, I don't want to say it's a Romana Clay, but it was based on these people, and they shunned him, and he just went downhill. When Babe Paley said, "That's it. I love this. Exclusive, WASP, white. They might let you be a little South American, a little bit." Anybody hear of Porfirio Rubirosa? Ever hear of him? The Playboy? Supposedly known for being, dare I say, endowed, mentionate. He was described by somebody as having, they describe one of those salt shakers. Playboy, polo pony, died in a car wreck. A time that you'll never see again. It's over. Why? Before DEI, we took class structure and we destroyed it. Destroyed it. It started with men not wearing a jacket at restaurants. Dress down Fridays. We took class, style, decorum, panache. We destroyed it. And I hope that this DE, whatever you want, I call it DEI. If they take the ancient eights and they get rid of the bones, I'll be the happiest guy in the world. It's like, see, this is what happened, because you were cottoning to the expression. I will not cotton that. I'm sure cotton is probably a negative term. You let that happen. You were so busy kissing their ass, and now they destroyed your thing. Oh, they're not done yet. Oh, they're not done yet. Oh, no. They want to wipe. You're going to see people, believe me, they're going to go after places like at Greenwich and whatever, and they're going to start saying, we're going to put low-income housing here. We're going to have Section 8 housing here. We're going to have some law that says you cannot have 1-2 acres new housing. Well, if you think we're going to go after you, we're going to go after the internal structure of what white America used to consider was the benefits. We're going to go after Darien, Connecticut. We're going right there. We're coming after you big time. I'm going to laugh my ass off because they didn't say anything. They just nodded when COVID came along and Fauci came along and George Floyd and they put their, especially these 2-bit hypocritical bastards used to have in their front lawn this BLM sign, which translated means don't tear my stuff up. Don't destroy my house in a riot. Remember when McCluskey, remember that in St. Louis when they said, this is our house. What? He goes, this is our house. We're taking this. What are you talking about? Remember the rioters? They said, we're taking your house. They're serious. I laugh my ass off. I don't want to see it happen. But the only way America is going to get it through their heads is if something drastic happens. Well, guess what? It is happening. It's happening right now. It's the only way things are going to change. Bill Ackman, the big hedge funder, is all pissed off now. One of the funniest things I shouldn't say this, but his wife, who Brad Pitt, they said that Brad Pitt wanted to date her. I don't know what the hell story is. Anyway, she's some tenured professor at MIT. Now they're saying that her stuff was plagiarized with Wikipedia. Now he's wondering what's that. It's the funniest thing in the world. They got him. This is the most unimportant stuff. You're pissed off because Claude didn't get you. Resent her because she's this black woman. She looks like Urkel. She got the big glasses. She's weird. She got the and more people think she's gay because her name is Gay. I don't know what that means, or maybe they heard gay for so long. And they're talking about plagiarism. We've lost our mind. That's on that channel. On my channel, we got Max Blumenthal, we got Amy Goodman, we got Napolitano, we got Mearsheimer, we got Greg. Scott Ritter's on fire. Finkelstein's incredible. Finkelstein is through the. Are you listening to him? Are you? Are you? This is the greatest stuff in the world. Let me go through my list here. Oh, look at this. Mearsheimer was on today with Judge Knapp. I'm going through my list. Oh, here we go. Frank Barrett said the most powerful presentation of a South Africa genocide case of Israel at the ICJ. She had the peruke, the wig. This woman, her name was, she's a barrister. Max Blumenthal in there. How about meet Maital Yaniv, former IDF station officer turned anti-Zionist? Oh, dear God. How about this Democracy Now? Palestinian genocide scholars and South African lawyers. Maybe as a lawyer, some of the best stuff I ever heard in my life. Fascinating. Jeffrey Sachs, incredible. I'm just going through everything. Even LBC is terrific. They're doing stuff. All of this. Heard a great lecture from this guy, Jeremy Suri. Has an interesting take on the Civil War. Everything that I'm seeing right now is on a platform that has nothing to do with these stupid cable news shows. Edge Dweller says, apparently there are some cheap cruises to South Africa via the United Nations. How many people have never heard of BRICS, BRICS. How many? I can't believe the number of people who don't know what I'm talking about. What is it, BRICS plus 6? South Africa? BRICS. David Martin did. Al Sanchez did. Gracie loves George. Good for you. You're good. How many people? Ask your friends tomorrow. Have you ever heard of this? This is the countermeasure to the West. I don't even know what to say. Don't know what to say. But what I do want to tell you is this. Good news, dear friends, because it's changing drastically. Let's stop for 1 second. I want to talk about my dear friend Mike Lindell. I think Mike signed up Lou Dobbs for his Lindell TV or something. That may be good. But what he's known for, My Pillow. And the thing which is the most important are his slippers. I know, you're going to say, what? That was pillows. Yes, they are. But listen to this. All right, my friend. It's time to hail and salute our great friends at mypillow.com. And if you use promo code Lionel, you get a free gift. No purchase necessary. I know a free gift. It's a tautology, so sue me. But listen carefully. What are we talking about? Giza Dream Bed Sheets, My Pillow 2.0, sheets, slippers, percales, towels, quilts, bedspreads, mattresses, mattress covers, mattress toppers, linens, kitchen towels, bathrobes, name it. Items to help you luxuriate and relax. Think about it. And they're monster sellers right now. Listen to me. Slippers. My slippers. Think about it. What do they do with My Pillow? They make things real soft and plush and comfy. How perfect. And when they apply that genius to slippers, look out. Look out. Look at the specials right now, but only if you use promo code Lionel. So go to mypillow.com/Lionel. Solid disproval. mypillow.com/Lionel or call 800-645-4965. Call right now and watch how fast Mike answers the phone. mypillow.com, the best. Now, paying attention? You know who cares about this? Jessica Brown does. She cares. Do you hear her name today mentioned? No, and for good reason. Let me just leave it at that. I want you to understand that I have been through this since 1988. September the 11th, 2001 was my wake up. That was my red pill. You understand what I'm saying? October the 7th was the second day. Everything changed. Everything. What we're doing is whenever you hear something, you are seeing the following. You are when I see the destruction, perhaps of skull and bones, DEI, I love it. In the old days, when if there was any problem with Israel or Gaza, what would happen would be this. It would be a skirmish. Israel would fight back or shoot or whatever it is. And Israel would say, Hamas is terrible. People said, okay, you're right about that. We have the right to exist. No, you're right about that. The only democracy in the Middle East. Okay. And that was it. And it would go away. And that was it. Well, October the 7th had changed. They said, we are going to unleash the holy wrath and get rid of mow the lawn once and for all. And that is what happened. It's the biggest thing anybody has ever seen. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. Media, politics, the people who are going to be in start one day. Again, this, and I mean this, and I don't want to presage too much doom, but Max Blumenthal, but I realize there are some crazy people out there who look at what you're doing as you're a traitor. You and Mate, two Jews saying this against Israel. These people are crazy out there. What they're doing, completely destroying the narrative of the October 7th rape sequencing. Oh, dear God. That's sacrilege in and of its own, in and of itself. So be happy. 2024, you're going to see things like you've never seen before. I'm going to say this again. You're going to see changes like you've never seen before. And it's about time. Now, what happens with the race, I have no idea. Get ready. We're going to have a new group of people. This Jason Whitlock thing I talked about with Stephen A. Smith, they mentioned the installed, the appointed. We're seeing this. Even people like Lil Nas X and others and people that you've never heard of, they're saying basically the not the imprimatur, but the basis of the conspiratorium. They know what's going on. Cat Williams opened up all that. Oh, it's beautiful. Aaron Rodgers against Jimmy Kimmel. This is great. This is great. And you talk about plagiarism. This Steve Harvey, they caught him. The jokes that they say he stole, they've got it all. It's incredible. This is whenever there is a tumult, whenever there's a massive change. Belichick's out. Even NFL's changing. It's the end of tradition. It's the end of times. It's the end of times. It's almost an eschatological. Everything's different. I'm going to leave you with this. Because as much as I love you, I don't think you get it, because you should be running out in the street, screaming and yelling, because what we've been waiting for is happening right now. I'm telling you, I see it. It's all crumbling. I love it. I am so thrilled for that. So, Edge Dweller, thank you so much for your kindness, your perspicacity, your beneficence, your benevolence. Thank you so much. We'll see it again, my friends, tomorrow, 8 a.m. Please, 2 videos. One dropped about, you got to read about the poop story. I think, but I do a very scholarly approach as to why stories like that make us laugh. It's the atavistic part of it. It's the why does that channel back, which is very important. All right, dear friends, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for spending time. Thank you for spending time. Thank you for this. Thank you immensely. Have a great and a glorious day. See you tomorrow, 8 a.m. Ladies and gentlemen, don't ever forget, as we end every particular broadcast with these final words, these thoughts, this adios, this sayonara, this, not a denouement, but this coda. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da, da.